You are watching JTV, your #1 Christian channel.
This program has been rated GE. It is therefore suitable for general exhibition.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, friends and partners, I hope you're a partner of this station, by the way. If you're watching me and you're not a partner, can you go right now and become a partner? So, welcome once again to another session where we're having the transformational talk. And with me today is a wonderful lady. I don't want to say her name. I want her to introduce herself. She will tell us her full names, what she does. And then from there, we will just dive in, okay? We are going to be blessed. We are just going to have a wonderful time. Can you text someone? Can you call your friends? Tell them to switch on. And especially the youths out there. Today, we are just going to be talking. Not that if you are not a youth, you change the station. But we are really going to focus more on the youth. So without saying much more, I first want her to introduce herself. And then I'll continue with the rest of the program and tell us how today we're going to be blessed. So, Madam Karibu, tell the viewers your name. Yeah, this is the place you can market. Unaambia hata kama uko na duka kuja ununue. So, yeah, Karibu.
Asante sana.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm grateful for this opportunity to join your station and to speak to the youth. A passionate program for myself.
Okay.
I'm Catherine Wanjiku Kanyori, a teacher by profession and a counselor also. I deal with the youth in all forums, in all areas, and it's something that I've been very passionate about, having been a teacher for close to 20 years.
Wow.
So I've seen them grow, I've seen the challenges they go through, and I've seen areas that they need at least support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So we are really going to have a wonderful time today.
It's true.
And I even got rumors that used to be the teacher of one of us here. Mwenye huko nyuma, they're somewhere in the studio.
True.
But you'll tell us later when nilikuwa mnamnyorosha, because I'm sure alikuwa pengine wale kuruka fence. So sitamsema jina, si ndio leseni. So we are going to have a wonderful time as we continue.
Yes.
But today we just want to focus on, especially right now, even if you look at our country, we have such a carefree
Yes.
set of youths. People don't care nowadays. It's like parents gave up. Now the teachers are the ones who are being blamed. And given your vast experience teaching for 20 years, I'm sure you've seen so many characters. You've dealt with so many types of youths and all that.
Yeah.
So maybe we could start there. What do you think could be done, especially to the current trend of youths who are just carefree? Is it affirmation they're looking for? Is it love? What could they be missing that they're trying to vent out through drugs, alcohol, and all this funny type of music that is coming out? What could the youth be lacking?
Thank you very much. Yeah, indeed, as you've said, we are having a problem with the youth, especially like they are losing direction. In the earlier years, we had a lot of mentorship program in the society, where we had uncles, aunties, grandmas, and grandfathers taking care of the kids. Our parents were kind of not so busy. After the Beijing conference, women right and all these things, so many women have ventured into maybe employment, maybe business, and it's not a bad thing, it's actually a very good thing. But then balancing the two has become kind of a problem. The economy is taking us too fast. So we need the father working, we need the mother working, but the person who suffers here now is the child. Yeah, because they lack that support that they need as they are growing up. They like the direction. Okay, the grandparents today are also very busy. So the idea of, some time back we used to take our kids to what we call the shags.
Yeah, kushagua na kana guka kidogo.
Today, Guka is also very busy. So it's either you stay with your kids, or if you take them there at shags, Guka is also still busy. So we are kind of lacking that person who will walk with the child from childhood all the way to adulthood. Yes.
Okay, and I read somewhere, there's someone who was even showing that documentary that in Japan, the professors teach the young children.
Oh, yeah.
And then as you go in the universities, you find that most of them are taught by teachers because they want to invest in that small child. They say that if you don't, I think kuna metali samaki mkunje angali mbichi.
Yeah,
so
true.
I think that's why they're investing so much. You wonder why are professors teaching 5-year-olds? And in Kenya it's the other way around. Professors are the ones who are teaching in the university. So could you also say maybe it's a problem that started way early? That maybe we are trying to bend these youths, and from 5 years old, this is how they've been. So is it a growing up problem, or it's something we can change even when they're 17, 18, 19? Or do we apply like Japan? We start teaching our young ones with professors and professionals who can really nurture them at an early age.
Yeah, when a child is born, in psychology we are told the brain is tabula rasa. It's very empty. So at that early stage, that is where we build the foundation. But unfortunately, that foundation in Kenya is a bit weak. Yeah, so we try making the child a better person when they are already grown, when they are already set in their ways. So it becomes very hard. Actually, like you've said, samaki mkunja angali mbichi, it becomes very hard to now bend this child after now they attain age 15, age and 18 and above. So I think, and the government is actually doing something about it, whereby now this preschool is now actually being taken over by the government. They are giving it a lot of attention. Initially, it was run more like in the private sector. So right now, they are very keen, even in the early stages of learning. But now, when a child goes to school, that is also a bit too late to teach the child. It's supposed to start right from when the child is born, how the parent will nurture the child. Yes.
And then I think I'll ask, I've seen a youth here, I told people to just send me their questions, the youth especially, and this is Frida Uwadast. You know, they are saying, now maybe you're better placed to speak on, I don't know if they want you to speak to the parents, because so many youths are telling me that, especially during this COVID lockdown, their parents were extra strict. They are very tough on them. And then we had so many cases of even people becoming suicidal and depressed because now you're under 24-hour supervision. You know, before they used to be in school, they can be cheeky a little bit here and there, but now they were saying they were in the house, the timetable is there, it is strict, it has to be followed. So someone was actually telling me for her, she felt she even became rebellious because the mom was too strict. So now maybe on the parent side, because I know you're a teacher, how can you address parents? Because parents like leaving that responsibility to teachers. You take care of my son or my daughter, but have the parents also played a part in this neglect? Because like this one is saying she feels she became rebellious because the mom was just strict, talking to her like military instead of understanding her. Maybe you can also touch on that.
Okay, thank you. It's true. Parenting actually starts with the parent. It's the responsibility of the parent. And like I said earlier, because of the economic times we are in, the parent is vamped with a lot of work.
And everyone is searching.
Yeah, they have so little time with the kids. So the easiest is to give commands. So you command the child, do this, do that. But you also need to give the child room. Also to express themselves. So they also say that all work without play makes Jack a dull boy. So when a parent will sit down with the child and they discuss, in fact when they are drawing up the program, say the learning program at home, it should be with the child in mind. let the parent and the child sit together and then map out how is your study going to happen. Because this child also needs a social time, because she's supposed to grow, or he's supposed to grow as an all-round person. So if you concentrate on one side of life, then the other one will be neglected.
Okay.
And so when this child goes, or this teen goes out, the part that was neglected, the social part, he will actually be shocked. And now he will get into behavior to conform with people who have already gone through those stages. So it is very important that a parent and a child, they sit together and now they map the program.
Okay.
Yes.
I hope Frida's gotten help over there. Because most of them usually just send me the questions on Facebook. So some of these questions I'd said I'll probably save for this forum. Others they usually just ask when I'm doing the morning inspirations.
Okay.
And especially I get questions from people who've just finished high school. And they're telling me they feel like they're a disappointment because they've not gotten the grade they wanted to get. So someone, this one is from Kikuyu. Watu wa Kikuyu, asanteni. This one is in Kikuyu and anasema kazi yake sasa ilikuwa ni kwenda tu kwa shamba because the dad became discouraged the moment he saw the grade. So he's asking whether it is advisable mtu sasa akianza kuamua kwenda in the line of their gifting, like maybe he now wants to do farming because he's telling me they have a very big farm in Kikuyu. He wants to focus more on farming. So in a way I feel like he wants to give up on education. Ni kama anasema since I did not get the A, can I now focus on my skill set? Because there are so many youths who are saying me I want to be a footballer. But mzazi amesema hapana. You have to get an A. So how do we help this young man? Because ni kama ameanza kuangalia hiyo shamba na naona instead of focusing with my kadi, let me go and farm.
First of all, as a teacher, I would say education is crucial.
Okay.
Because even as a farmer, you are an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So as an entrepreneur, you need to look at the business side of things.
Okay.
So you need to know how the books of accounts are balanced. You need to know how to talk to customers, look for market and all that. And having completed maybe the O levels and scored whatever grade they did, the government has been considerate enough. And we have levels or colleges for all students, no matter what you scored. And if he's actually thinking of doing agriculture, then he can go to a polytechnic. Yeah, he can be taught, or there are very many polytechnics coming up within the villages. Yeah, he can be taught an art.
Instead
or a
of
craft.
Just giving up on academics altogether.
Yes. And even in the current times, agriculture is not just a djembe and seeds. You have first of all to plan it on paper before you put it on the ground. Because again, you need to search for market. You don't just go to the market blindly. You might actually end up getting losses. Because today we are even doing international trade. So you can plant whatever it is that is very marketable at the moment. Okay, I've seen people maybe doing that traditional kind of farming where the whole village or the whole location has planted one type of crop. Then when it comes to harvesting and selling, the market is flooded. So that's where we need education. Yeah, this person has to go to school and this person has to embrace the grade they got
in the long run.
In the long run.
Yeah, maybe before we go on a break, I want us to take one more. There's someone, this one I think had sent me the question some time back. She's saying she got pregnant during this COVID and she doesn't know how to open up to the parents.
Okay.
Because she feels she will not go back to school. She's a Form 3.
Okay.
So now these are the challenges I'm telling you.
Yeah,
the
they
parents have no idea. They are busy looking for money, knowing their daughter is going back to school. But kumbe their daughter has also become a parent.
Wow. In itself, okay, first of all, it's not a problem.
Okay.
Yeah, the girl should accept what has happened. Because if again we dwell on the problem, yeah, we might lose the girl.
Yeah.
And she might even lose hope for.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah. So the thing she should do, first of all, that's why we said parenting is very important. Because when you establish rapport with your child, then this child can come to you with any problem. Yes. But if that has not yet happened, then this girl probably has a pastor, probably an auntie, or maybe a friend to the mother or the father who the mother respects or who the parents respect. She should open up to such. Yeah, within the society where she comes from, there must be someone like that. Let her open up completely. And then send this person as an ambassador of this information to the parent. And the person being sent should also be very well informed as far as how to break such news to parents is concerned. Because again, the style in which it will be broken might make the parents accept the girl or become even more infuriated. So, and again, it is not the end of education. Yeah, having gotten a child, actually, even in our country, the government has said these children should go back to school, because having a child does not mean end of the road. Yes.
And viewers, if you're just watching, just to let you know, in fact, she can bear witness. Most of this question, I did not send you the question. I just gave her an idea that you're going to be talking about youth, because I did not want it to look like it's choreographed, like it's practiced. So you can imagine the content she's sharing. They are not questions I've told her, hey, before we go on camera, there's this girl. These are just things she's hearing them now.
Yes.
Because people send me a lot of questions on my Facebook. Sometimes I respond. If I've not yet responded to your question, don't worry. If we don't cover it today, I believe we shall still have another time. I will find a way of even getting her to even come to some of the conferences we do. She can come as a speaker. But what I'm saying is, you can see we are just talking from the heart. It is not something practiced, that these are answers which are just there to make you feel good, but these are practical things. So for those who've written in, even this girl, don't feel hopeless, okay? Umesikia, getting a baby, it's not the end of the road. And I'm sure even the man who's responsible, probably for him, is continuing very well with his studies, because there's no evidence. You know, that's the problem. The man will continue. You can't look at him and say he has just given someone a child. You'll only blame the lady. Yeah. So we'll just take a short break, and then we'll be right back. Probably we'll handle still 2 more. And then I'm going to give her a chance to also now just pour from her heart. I know if I give you a chance, people can ask questions until tomorrow. So keep it here. I hope you are texting your friends. Call someone, tell them to tune in, because we are really going to help. And I'm sure even parents are really getting helped by this. So don't go anywhere. We are taking a 1-minute break, and then we'll be right back.
You are watching JTV, your #1 Christian channel.
Welcome back. I hope you didn't go anywhere, as I said, because when you switch to another station or another thing, you might forget to come back, okay? So welcome back. Thank you for staying tuned here. We are really continuing, and I've told you, if you are a parent, if you are a youth, if you are a pastor, a leader, if you do not have the burden for what is happening in our nation and even the society at large, I'm telling you, then you're not up to date with the current times. So today, the things we are talking, they are heavy things which I believe will really help a lot of people out there. So now I'd say we'll only take maybe like 2, and then we give Madam Catherine a time to also speak from her heart and just minister to us. There's somebody who had asked the issue. If you had been watching the news, there's a current thing that just happened the other day where some 2 youths died in the name of going, I don't know, for a political rally, and people were saying they probably died because youths have no employment. They have no job. So they are being used. They are given 50 shillings to go and make noise. They will take it easily because, you know, they are broke. They are being recruited into Al-Shabaab and all these things. So maybe we need to address that. Should we change our perception as the youths? Can the youths maybe stop saying there is no job and try to do something? Or what could also be the way forward even for us as a society? Is it only putting pressure on the government to give them jobs? Yet somebody was saying nobody forced those people to go there.
Yeah,
so
true.
It was a very sad issue, but it's reflecting what is happening in the society. So someone also said we talk something about the joblessness and the idleness of the youth. How can that maybe be overcome?
Yeah, true. Thank you. It's true, the youths are jobless.
Mm.
But again, we need to look very keenly on what joblessness means. Maybe our orientation has been wrong.
Yeah.
When we go to school, we go to school with an aim of getting a job.
Yeah.
And that is actually where we go wrong. School is supposed to equip you with skills to go and create. Yes. So when you get out of school, okay, those who pursue further education and all that, that is still fine. But even them, they should not seek for active employment. They should, at the back of their mind, be thinking how to create employment for themselves, and also maybe become mentors to others who are still finding their way. So at home or wherever these people are, we have jobs. It's only that, again, they have categorized those jobs. They really want these...
they want white-collar jobs immediately.
Yes, yeah, immediately. And looking at where we are heading today, we need people to get dirty, use their hands. That is where we are going. So go back to the farms, those who have farms. Like I saw also on television, some young man from, I think, Kisii. He has created his own radio station. So that means he is using his God-given brain to actually succeed. Because I often ask the youth, that job you're going to look for, there's somebody who thought about it and actualized it. So even these youth, they have ideas. And if they can, that's why the government has put aside the youth fund. So if you have an idea and then you approach even your area MCA or MP, this idea can be funded. And then, or maybe we even have businessmen who can support people with great ideas. So it's just that maybe we are afraid to think, or we don't have the right information on how to actualize our thoughts and our dreams so that we can make it a job. Yes.
So tumezoea serikali saidia.
Serikali saidia.
We are so passive, we are not active.
Yes.
Yeah. I hope somebody is getting something out of this. And now about training, I'll ask this because I remember there's a time we had gone to, I think somewhere in Limuru, Jumuiya Resort or something, is there in Limuru, there was some program which were being conducted by some white people. And they were telling us the problem with Africans, we want things but without the training.
Yes.
We just want to get into a job and we say, I will learn as I'm going. So even in our driving, drivers learn as they are driving. They don't go to driving school. So could that also be part of the problem? Because those white people were telling us, they looked at even the people who are handling the youth. They are not trained. You see, like in the introduction, you said also a counselor. So you find a situation whereby the teacher who is teaching the youths, they are not even trained to handle youth issues. Like for us, we had, was it a chemistry or I don't know which subject it was, but we had a teacher who was teaching as though they've been forced to teach us. It's like amechapwa kamwendo wafunze. So if you come and remove them, so they are not trained, they don't know how to talk to the youths, so youths are afraid. So could training also bring a solution, or is this thing just God-given? You either have it in you are a teacher. People say teaching is a calling.
Yeah,
or
they do.
Can it be trained?
Yeah, any job, any skill can be trained. Okay, we have those talents that are natural to human beings, but then still we can go through training and you become a skilled worker in that area. So yes, the youth should be trained. And let me also say this. The youth themselves, if they have come up with an idea, we have so many maybe schools and colleges and technical institutes that can offer this, that can actually train the youth in the areas they are good at.
Yeah.
And another thing you've mentioned, and I think this one I've always addressed, the youth want the end product.
Yeah.
They don't want to
They
get
don't want
tired.
the process.
The process is a bit tiring. And that is why you realize any new thing that has come up and somebody has actually told the youth it's bringing in money, everybody wants to go there.
Yeah.
Like you look at the transport industry and the motorbike transport industry, to be specific. The capital is not very intensive. The training is also not very intensive. So many youth, immediately after class 8 or form 4, they opt to go and do the motorbike transport thing. But then again, they don't look at where am I setting this business. Probably the village is small. Maybe those people who actually use the motorbike are maybe less than 100. And then at that motorbike stand, you find like 200 motorbikes. So meaning these people are actually serving just that small population, and the one giving service are way too many. So it is important that this youth go, like I remember there's a time we were looking for a plumber in my area. And that guy would tell you, give me 2 months before I can get back to you. So why are youth not going for these kind of jobs? Plumbing, electrical, maybe engineering. It is offered in the village polytechnics. And there are so many others that they don't want to get into. So they want the one you've called the white collar jobs. And that's why most of them today, you'll hear after Form 4, I'm doing IT. But what kind of IT are they doing? So after graduating, okay, mostly they do proficiency course in the name of IT. After graduating, there's no job. So that's why most of them will look for maybe a cyber cafe to do the printing. And it doesn't give them as much as they expected. Yeah.
Okay. And still maybe even on the issue of training, because I don't know why today I've also focused a little bit on the teachers. Can we maybe, I don't know how we can have that gauge, because like for us, there are people who used to drop certain subjects and they were saying they are dropping it because that teacher is boring, or the way that teacher teaches is not interesting. And so you find that somebody sabotaging their future because of the personality of a person. So maybe also we can talk to the youths about that, because there are so many youths who are even watching, who are others have gone back to school, they finished the lockdown period, now schools are reopening. There are people who I'm sure are going back to school with that same attitude. They're still saying, me, I hate maths. They forget that when it comes to JAB, Joint Admission Board, math will be, it's like if you fail in math, you will hardly get anything to do.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so maybe just talk to them so that they can change their attitude. They know that maybe, I don't know if they need to persevere for those 4 years, because why hate someone who has a subject which you need, which is vital, and you decided, me, I hate math because that teacher is. So maybe that separation of the person and the thing that you want to get, so that it doesn't interfere with, because youth don't know how to separate that. So long as they hate you, they even hate maths.
Yeah, it's
they
true.
hate you, they hate CRE. So most of them are stranded because they started without that guidance, being told they should know how to separate. So maybe also just speak to youth concerning that, because I'm sure some are going back to school soon.
Yeah, true. Again, this one starts with the parent.
Okay.
When you reached the age of 6, somebody just picked you and took you to school. They never told you why. And all along, nobody tells you why you are going to school. So you only know that this is a thing we do. And even many kids out there right now, those who are in lower primary, they are very happy that they are out of school, because they've never been actually told the reason why they go to school. So the parents, first of all, need to establish, I'm taking you to school to gain what.
Yeah.
And mostly it should be the skill, so that this person can be able to navigate through life.
Okay.
Yeah, I've already said we remove the idea of getting a job. We put the idea of gaining skill. Yeah, so this person can be able to survive. Now, the other thing is, while in school, the teachers must also tell the student before they embark on a particular subject. Let's say they've just entered class 1. Why am I teaching you mathematics? So we don't just get into class and start the syllabus. So for every subject, even when they get to secondary school, yeah, the teachers, of course, we have careers department, the guidance department, and they do a lot. And the student must also be taught by the parents that whatever they have, it has come through sweat, hard work. And the highway to success is never smooth. So it's a lot of sacrifice. So these students should be, or youth should understand that to get to that place you want, you have to really sacrifice. So I've always used this example. When you're boarding a matatu, you don't have to fall in love with the driver. You don't even have to fall in love with the conductor. You don't even have to possess the matatu. What you are interested in is for the matatu to take you to point A to point B safely. So similarly, when you get into school, your work is not to fall in love with the teacher or fall in love with the school or fall in love with the whatever else. Your work is to use these things that have been put at your disposal, that is the teacher, the school, and everything else, to get you to where you want. So the conflict between a teacher and a student should actually not exist, because you must establish why the two of you are actually coming together. Yes. And
so long as you know you're going to get your destination, it's not mandatory you have to, as you say, to fall in love with that person. Well, so I hope they are really listening and they are getting something. So now I don't want to be, the questions I'm sure will not even finish. The mothers have started asking, of course, the issues of is it okay to have a person of the opposite sex in high school? I think this is the normal issues we've answered over and over again, boyfriend and girlfriend issues. And I think most just ask because they want a second opinion, but they already know. They have a clue of the answer. So about boyfriend and girlfriend, I think finish school first. Finish school first, and all these other things will get. So right now I just want you to talk to the youths passionately. Just talk to them. Kenyans are listening, the leaders probably, we don't know, the president might watch this clip. Hey, Mr. President, so they need to know we have the solution. They are busy getting experts from international communities, but I feel like the teachers in Kenya are even usually not that much appreciated, because year after year we'll hear some strike somewhere. Yet the people who do very little in office, we hear of money being embezzled. So even as you just speak with passion, let the leaders who are watching also know that this work you're doing, which some have referred to as a calling, it's not easy, but it is manageable. It can happen. So maybe just speak to the leaders and also to the youths at large. What can you do to change this carefree attitude that we have as youths, where if we die, we die. We are just going to go, and if we join Al-Shabaab, if we die, we die, because they're having the excuse there is no job. So maybe to overcome that carefree attitude and to start taking charge of their lives and their future. So just minister to them, and I'm sure they're listening. Somebody will get something.
True. So there's this mantra youth have today of live fast, die young. Or some of them also say you only live once.
YOLO.
The YOLO thing. And I remember there's this musician called 50 Cent. He also said something like you look for money or get rich or die trying. I think those we can call them phrases. If taken positively, they can push somebody far. But so far, it's been taken very negatively. You only live once, for example, it means you do everything possible in your life to leave a mark in this world. I keep referring the youth to people who discovered the things we're using today. those people dedicated everything that there was in them. The people who discovered electricity, people like Michael Faraday and others. It was a dedication. They knew that if they don't live only once, they didn't have another chance to discover electricity or whatever else they discovered. So the youth today have taken that to another level. They've become kind of reckless with their lives, whereby we've heard stories of students in boarding schools sneaking. There was a case one time where students left school in the wee hours of the night and they fell off a cliff and died. What were they going to look for? They're looking for maybe alcohol, maybe cigarettes, maybe something like that. Yeah, so they kind of think that alcohol and cigarette, that is the way to go. There are things they call raving, that is going to, I think, a club and dancing the whole night. They think that is life. But I'd like to tell them, even the Bible says that everything in its own time. Before somebody is 18, they're still developing. So they should allow that time to develop. Now, those who have left maybe high school, they are now into colleges. That is even where we have the biggest problem. The reason being, these youths, they want to live a very luxurious life. They want to have the latest phone,
the latest clothes, everything.
The latest clothes. They want to live in the poshest estates. But again, they are not looking back. Are the parents able to afford this? So they know the parent can't afford. So, but they want this life. Also a thing of peer pressure. So what are they going to do? If it is girls, we've heard it over the media, they engage in relationships, maybe with married men. We've seen some of them how they've ended, dead maybe. If it is the young men, they'll get into things, maybe even peddling drugs. Some of them, there are two young men we've seen. It was in the news, was it yesterday or the other day, from one of the universities in Kenya. They actually siphoned money from a particular bank. What is the motivation? These are people who have good brains, and if they pursued their education to the end, that good brain would have been used for a better purpose. But now it is going to be wasted. If they are found guilty, it is going to be wasted. But we are looking at the motivation behind this. They want to live large. Nowadays, students in college, they want even to drive as they're coming to college. But where are they getting this money? So you're seeing these youth, they are looking for shortcut in life. But then again, I wonder, if you get that shortcut in life, and then you'll also be a parent one day, what are you going to leave to your children as a legacy? Because you cannot be able to train your child on how to be a thief. I don't think so. Or how to be a con man. So that's why you find in Kenya and many other areas, what your parent probably does becomes very secretive. Because maybe it's not a very straight business. So the only thing you do is enjoy the fruits of what your parents are laboring on. But I would wish that we change this narrative. I would wish we become very genuine in how we earn our money and also how we spend it. We've seen a number of times, even on the media and elsewhere, where young men have lost their life in the process of pursuing wealth and quick wealth. And they also say, easy come, easy go. So unless the youth is ready to invest, and actually investment takes time. For you to be able to build a wealth, maybe even a conglomerate or just a big business that can run through the generation, it requires a lot of sacrifice, a lot of disappointment, because you start, you fall, you start, you fall. Yes. So, but our youth, and I think the media, especially not the Kenyan media, but whatever else they watch from outside, that kind of flashy life. And these people don't show you the steps. what steps they used to get to
reach
that.
there.
Yes,
They just show the posh life.
the
and all
posh
that.
life.
Mm.
Yeah, so our youth they are very in a hurry actually to get there. But if you look at the statistics, most people start becoming what we can call wealthy well in their 40s.
Mm.
Because the ages between 20, maybe even to 35
Yeah.
is the gathering stage.
Yeah.
And this gathering requires a lot of patience, a lot of wisdom, and even the spending should be checked. Maybe I will also talk about even youth who are now working. What kind of life are they living also? Are they storing up for tomorrow, or are they spending everything? It's sad to say most of them are living on debt.
Mm.
The house they are living is on debt. The car they are driving, they are servicing a debt. The clothes they are wearing, they are servicing a debt. So this person lives 6 months before the salary comes.
Yeah.
So when the salary comes, or whatever earnings they get, the work is simply to,
Yeah.
and the players in the economy are also not making things easier.
Mm.
So they've been given platforms. You can do Fuliza, you can do Okoa, you can do...
They're everywhere.
Yeah. So you find, I thought it was a joke, that don't send money on this line, send on this other line, because this other line has,
Yeah.
yeah. So you realize if this person is only 25 and he's already or she's already deep in debt, so when is he going or she going to create something substantial to hold on when they are older? So I'm seeing a scenario where when these young people, the current young people, get to the age of 50 and 60, they'll give up. Because that will be retirement probably time. That is the time they are being called grandparents. They have no place to stay. They have no backup wealth. They've not saved in any way because they lived a very flashy life at that time when they were supposed to be building wealth.
Yeah.
Yes. So it is important that the parents and the church even and whoever else is close to these people to give them guidance. Yeah. I talk to them and you realize nobody wants to start small. Everybody wants to start
Big.
very big. So I remember there's a time I visited a friend of mine, very posh apartments, and yeah, nice cars parked out there. So I admired. The caretaker, my friend, told me, please don't admire. I pity the people who stay, because all of them are young, but all of them are always behind rent. Some of them are behind even 3 months, but they kind of, from the look, yeah, yeah, they have a very flashy life. They're chasing something, we can call it a mirage. Yeah, they're chasing a mirage instead of accepting the reality. I even have a friend who, okay, in the conversation, referred to somebody, or you stay in that estate. She was annoyed. She was annoyed. There's a name she wanted the estate to be referred to. Yeah, because they want, like, somebody told me they were staying in a very nice place, about paying about 25,000, a single person, no wife, no kids. But then the person told me I need to move. Then I was like, why? Have you gotten a transfer? No. When I tell my friends of my estate, they don't understand.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do? I'm moving to this other estate. How much are you going to pay? I'm going to pay 45,000. Then I did a quick math. This person earns about 75,000. So if he's going to pay 45,000, where is the wisdom here?
Yeah.
How is this person going to survive? So I think as parents and as mentors also, even when this person gets a job, they still need a sit down. A sit down, and you give them reality as it is.
Yeah.
Because as we are going, life is becoming more expensive because we are industrializing. And by the time we reach that peak of industrialization, everything is going to be very, very expensive. Just look around. Some time back, you could get a single room like this one for 2,000. Today, it's going for 8,000, the same single room. So telling you that it's becoming expensive. So like we said earlier, the youth should, much as they are going to get employed, maybe they should also work to employ themselves, something that they can fall back on when they become older. We've seen a very worrying trend in the recent past where the parent had gathered and then the parents are no more. Then the kids come in and they scatter.
Yeah, because now the parents have gone.
Yes, and unfortunately the scattering does not take so long. Within 2 years, 3 years,
it's over.
everything is gone. So for consolation, what will these kids do or this youth do? So they get into some wayward behavior, maybe drugs, maybe some of them even commit suicide because you are used to a life of plenty and now all of a sudden. So I think we should borrow a leaf from our friends, the Indians. You'll always find their children in their businesses. Yeah, so they know who is the supplier, who are our customers, things like that. So that we don't keep our kids away from our daily hustle. If I'm a teacher, let them know what does it entail. If, for example, a parent, you're going to a bank to pay school fees, let that child accompany you. Let him or her see what it means to do this so that they appreciate money. You realize sometimes, let's say even the college kids, they keep asking for money over and over again. Why are they doing this? Because some of them do not know the pain of earning that money. Maybe you could say this COVID period, in a way, was also a blessing to some. Yes, because some engaged in business. So somehow they have first-hand experience of what it means to go the whole day without getting a customer. And yet you have to get fare back home, yet you have to eat lunch probably, or even buy a bottle of water. So now they are appreciating that indeed our parents do work hard. So I believe the country has actually done quite a lot in ensuring that the youth is taken care of. So if the youth will agree, already the government is doing a lot to demystify that problem we had with maybe polytechnics and everything, this tertiary institution. There's a time we had all leaned towards maybe a university degree, but then we had left a vacuum here. If you look at what the government is doing, they are empowering the TVETs, so that because the skills are now more needed in the society, and they form actually the bulk. Those who don't qualify to the university, they are the bulk. Yeah. So you started by asking a student who got a D, who feels like they are a failure. This child or youth is not a failure. They may be having in them a skill that is very crucial. Yesterday, as I was talking to some youth, I asked them, so somebody is a doctor and they want to set up a hospital. They can't set it up in a vacuum. They will require somebody to build, put up a building. That building will not operate. They will need an electrician. They still need a painter. So a doctor is very important, yes, but so are these other people. They are also very much needed. So we complement, and everybody should be comfortable and happy where they fall. Those who pursue higher education, well and good. Those who fail to go there, they are not lost,
Yeah.
and they are not wasted either. They have a place in the society,
Yeah.
and actually a very important place in the society. Yeah.
That's wonderful. So I hope they have heard. I told you some government officials could be listening. I know they have heard. So I think we shall still have another time. There's
Yes.
so much. There are so many questions I'm seeing I didn't get the time to answer. Yet when you're behind this camera, I'm telling you, time flies. We're already almost an hour. But I hope people have gotten something. People have been blessed. I also want to ask, how can people find you? Because I'm sure somebody may still want to interact with
Yes.
you. Can they find you on social media? How can people find you maybe before, so that they can even interact more? And even those who ask me the questions, I'll forward them to you. Some I'll spare them for next time when God gives us another opportunity. But how can people find you?
I'll give them first my phone number.
Okay.
It is 07 10 11 86 99.
Okay, you can repeat it again for
07 10 11 86 99.
Okay.
And then on Facebook, I'm Catherine Wanjiku.
Okay, Catherine Wanjiku.
Catherine Wanjiku, yes.
Sawa, sawa.
Yes.
I'm thinking we'll still have to find another session because time has cut us before we finish so many things. And you have to finish by telling us that one of us who's there in there, was he a good student? So that as we are going off, we will know whether we are going to tease him or was he those teachers' pets, a very obedient one?
Well, I can't say he was a teacher's pet, but he was also very ready to learn
Okay.
and quick to take corrections.
Oh.
But he was a good student.
Sawa, sawa.
Yes.
Umetetewa sana. So thank you those who've been watching. Time has really cut us short, but I hope we could do this more and more. I will still find a way. Hatuki mbali, tutamleta tu tena, and I'm sure people will get more of their questions answered, and probably even a more set forum. Because today we're talking so generally, but
Yes.
we're going to narrow it down to a specific topic. So as she has said, find her on Facebook, get interacting with her, and I'm sure you're going to be blessed even more. Thank you guys for watching, for keeping it JTV. I will meet again. Have a wonderful time. For me, I will meet with you again on The Inspiration next week on Monday. God bless you.
Amen.
Yeah.
You are watching JTV, your #1 Christian channel.